And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL as you get a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Green Bay Packers.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in week 4. And look at this, right away a loose football. And they have the football that will take over at the 24-yard line.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's hard enough to play on the road in this league as it is, but to start on the road with a fumble on the opening kickoff, just not the precedent you obviously want to set.
Not at all, and now it's just words because they've talked about it all week. From the time they start game planning for this one, remember, going into hostile territory, we have to set the tone right in the beginning, and they do the exact opposite.
First down, here's Mitchell. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. This defense for the Jets, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
Anytime you can hold a team to less than 10 points, your expectation of winning that game has to be sky high. In fact, you'd be absolutely stunned to come away with a loss in that one. Could you imagine going to the press conference and trying to explain that?
Now a second and 10.
All right.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Boykin. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They don't want to waste this outstanding
Somebody will get my door there, bro.
this opening drive as they come up on third down. Now it's Boykin. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13. line. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down.
Oh, there's going to be a little bit of regret there because they certainly had the chance to get off the field here, just giving up a field goal attempt. But they couldn't get that stop on third down. Now they have to hunker down because guess what? That drive continues.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They run for the first time with James Cook. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. From the 6 now on 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, looks like they'll move things around here.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. 18, Pioneer.
Now Boykin. He's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
What did this nigga do?
He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
Fuck this nigga gone.
A tough spot here. 3rd and 15.
That Panthers 70, Timberwolves, Warriors 70, 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates, Cup 19, Cup 19.
And they just did not get the snap away in time. Well, everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Viking 18. 19 Lions. Panther 11. Panther 11.
Here's Boykin to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position, facing 4th down.
So now the Packers turn things over to the special teams crew. They're on for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And his kick is good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. Well, they had the solid field position there to start the opening drive and didn't have to really move it too far to be in range and take the 3-0 lead.
And a lot of times I think that even I look at this a little bit negatively because of where they started with the field position. Hey, they still got 3 points out of this drive. Got a little momentum going. Got things set up for the rest of the ball game. Take the 3, be happy, and move on.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And pretty good field position here. He's out of bounds right at the 35. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. You look at this Packers defense. They've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, it'd easily move into the top 5.
Off-play action. Bates. He'll get this into the hands of the wideout from LSU. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
They'll run on first down. It's Hammond, and they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a second down and 9. Looking to throw. Bates. There's a short one. It's caught by Taylor. Just a gain of a couple there. 3rd and 7 now.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. They'll look to throw again. He'll try and do this himself. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 3rd catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Hammond, just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. There's not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
2nd and 9 now. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They're 2 for 2 on third down conversions on this drive. This one tough. They need 9 yards on third down. Back to throw. Bates. And it's caught. And the Jets are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
First and goal, Jets.
They'll try to run this one in. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
At the Packers' 4-yard line.
Okay, break.
Looking to throw. Bates. And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete.
That's one of the dangers of the quick game. If you only have a 2- or 3-step drop, if you don't get the ball to someone open right away, those defenders are right near the line of scrimmage and then get on top of you in a heartbeat.
The offense on third down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is third and goal. Operating from the gun, Bates. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. The holding penalty, that puts them in an unenviable spot here as they try again on third and goal. Back to throw. Bates toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points.
Nice catch.
Defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the second drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on me.
I know you like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back out, and they get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand, and a really good backhand.
With some nice top spin on the whole thing. I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
Stop, bro.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Stop. Stop doing it. You never want no tablet number.
Okay, break.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trying on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
They'll be going for 6.
On the ball, on the ball. Cut 19.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now it's Boykin. Complete. This is Mitchell. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, first and 10.
70 Rangers. 79 Broncos. 18 Pioneer. Mustang 19. Trap 60. Trap 60.
Here is Boykin. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's second down.
13 at the 21-yard line.
Boykin. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third.
Back up, back up.
19, Tiger, 19.
From the gun, it's Boykin. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on the swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
The running lane's definitely
We get him just from the bag. We get from the bag, I'm open for you.
his offensive line hasn't given him much.
Let me get one, Savior. Let me get one.
Loss results there.
Go get some chips from the bag, I'm open for you. Go from the table, it's on the table.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Here we go on second and 12. Now he's going to step up and run. Man, and he hits it in stride. And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to drain the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? 2 yards still to go. Third down now. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. A hit as he throws.
No, so you pass nothing. Look at the chip on the table. Get on the table. I'm open for you. See?
Just trying to get it to a secondary. Unable to get that play completed.
Check down, but
You want ice cream for sure? Ice cream for her. Come on, guys. I ain't got to do this.
So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on fourth down.
Hey, sit down.
Looking to throw. Bates. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down.
Come on, man. What y'all doing here? Say, let me some chips, Save. No, go. Get out of here if you don't want to see your chips.
He's definitely there.
Bye, go to the kitchen. Bye.
A lack of discipline defensively on fourth down, and now that leads to a first and 10. Back to throw. Bates. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I thought at first he tried to run, but he just took time to his right. Finally, nothing there. He wasn't just ready.
Go to mommy. Eat your chips, then get nobody eat them for you.
Second and 10. In motion goes the tight end. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Hammond. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
He's got his target. That's complete. And the Jets are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Now a ball, that fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Packers pick it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll take over deep in their own end after the fumble recovery as they start 1st and 10. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Penalty accepted, and that pushes him back 5.
Ready up.
Bad time to get a delay of game penalty there. Not that there's a good time, but that makes it 3rd and 6. Willis. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 9 yards on the play and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
From the shotgun, Boykin checks this one down. It's Mitchell. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Ready, ready. Trap 50, trap. Cougar 19. 18, Rattler. 18, Rattler.
To throw is Boykin. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Ready.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter.
Okay, ready.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Panther 11. Panther 11. Ready.
Final play of the half for Boykin. And this one's going to sail on him a bit, and it's incomplete. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles, so as we start the 3rd quarter. Curious to see what the 2nd half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
19 tech. 60 Warriors 70.
Out of the gun, Boykin. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Wagner. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Ready up. 18 Cardinals. Ready.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3.
Check, hurt.
And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
And teams have a tough time running the ball as this one has throughout this game. It's so easy to just say, forget it, let's throw the football. But that's exactly why you stay with the running game. Eventually, you stick with it, you make some adjustments, you often find ways to run the ball better as the game goes on.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up
Willis out of the gun. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Nick Scorton able to use that strength to get him for a loss of 2. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13.
60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. 79 Broncos. 18 Pioneer. 19 Lions. Go.
This time Boykin looks to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
It's fourth
On
down.
now is the Packers punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10. And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll make it second down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Up the middle they go. Hammer. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That good for 22 and a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. Off the play fake. Bates. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 22 yards on the catch and run. A first down.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
It sort of looks like they started some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is second and 10. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at third and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This is Hillman with it. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And that's going to leave him with just 1 timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on fourth down. Back to throw again. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
That's another Jets first down.
Off play action. Bates. Got a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jets have taken the lead.
So this game tied at the half, but we are tied no more. A touchdown there on the opening sequence of this third quarter.
And what a great drive put together by their offensive coordinator. He had a plan, and they executed it almost to perfection, coming right out of the locker room. Now they're feeling good about their chances here in the second half.
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Second down and 4.
Let's go now. 79 Gronk.
To throw, here's Willis. Over the middle, complete. It's Alvarez.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now Willis. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
65, Bronco 80.
Willis. It's out, it's loose. And the Jets have recovered. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that 6th sense, doesn't it?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
Second and 9. Looking to throw. Bates throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's 3rd and 4 now.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 4. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining.
He watching my game. He watching my game. He see I can see what he doing. He watching my game. That's how you know he watching it when they call that quick time. I'm like, hold on now. He know what I know. Oh no. I want to say you're out. Okay. If you say so.
Operating from the gun.
Right there, we see the streak. We see the streak.
Call it a loss of 16 there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
I don't know where I put my lighter at, bro. My lighter right here.
Here's the Jets punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And that'll kick and go out of bounds just outside the 15 at the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Throw left side complete. That's Alvarez. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And 3rd and 8 now. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Now he's going to step up and run. That is caught. And they work this well outfield across the 45. So, of course, they declined that there. They knew they had the free play. They got great yardage out of it.
It's kind of like when we were at dinner last night. You saw me reach for the check, so you ordered dessert on top of it, right? You see, you had the free play.
Yeah.
Right? Already had what you needed. Go ahead and get a little more on top. I like it.
Wait, back up.
Here's a quick throw completed by Willis. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. And if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
Hi.
And the Jets D, they call on a couple extra defensive backs on 3rd.
Hop 70.
Here's Willis. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 27-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Now Willis. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Don't touch that.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
70 Timberwolves. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Back to throw, Willis. And he's got it. And the Packers are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
First and goal.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get it to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on first and goal. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Malik Willis keeping it himself for a yard out. And the Packers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Extra point attempt here still to come. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. This one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he will take this one back all the way inside the 35.
There's so much to worry about how they would be after losing their lead. What a big-time return to seize the momentum back.
Here's first and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Hammond.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs. Keep the clock running. If they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
Get down. Move.
Here's second down. They'll keep it on the ground. Hammond. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
From the gun on 3rd down, Bates. He finds Hillman. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Here it is, 4th and inches. Back to throw. Bates. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Sit down, sir. Sit down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Let's go. 70 Lions. Ready.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as he'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. So they'll come up now. This is second and long.
Come on.
Get on me, sit down, get down.
Willis to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down.
Offense, save a good offense, please.
At this point in the game. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Get down. Get off me, Saber.
Boy, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is third down now.
18 Cardinal, 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats. I got him.
Throwing, Willis. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now fourth down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made, in my estimation.
On now is the Packers punter, standing just outside his own goal line. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
37-yard line.
This is first and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Bates. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Operating from the gun, Bates. Shakes off the side. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Final minute. No timeouts at their disposal. Here's first and 10. Operating from the gun, Bates. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
Could this be the drive that ultimately wins the game? How about the initiative he just took there? Running with it after he couldn't find a throwing lane, and he drove them into range for a game-winning field goal with that play. What an opportunity they've been presented to come through with the win.
And this play still live. He faked the spike, going to throw it. And this going to wind up incomplete. So they took a chance on the fake spike. Doesn't work out. But at least here, the clock does stop with the incompletion. They'll try again here. Second and 10. Looking to throw. Bates. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. So it's all going to ride here on the left foot of their kicker. This from long, very long range. And this one is right down the middle.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg, and boom, over the crossbar.
Here's first down.
Trap 60, trap 60. Down. 70 Rangers, Viking 18. Nineteen tight, 19 tight.
Now Willis.
To the sideline and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
Get it. Panther 60, Panther 60. Let go.
One final try for Willis. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Jets, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.